See you later.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to MCU Later, the season finale of Ms. Marvel. My name is Wei Ting, and I am at this moment joined by several wonderful guests that we will be introducing one by one here. But first of all, welcome everybody, especially those of you watching us on YouTube, or at least unlisted YouTube in the Post Wrestling Cafe. So if you're watching this, don't you dare share a link from this video to anybody else, okay? But other members of the Post Wrestling Cafe. Otherwise, I will chase you down like the DODC. I will find you. I won't even take my shoes off when I enter your place of religious practice. But first of all, I want to welcome some of the hosts, the guest hosts that we have. The first of which is Mr. Ahmad Butt. Welcome back to MCU Later, Ahmad.
Thank you for having me. I've made it back in one piece.
I absolutely loved a lot of people. We all loved your appearance last time around. You had plenty of vitriol, and I hope aside from I think a great dissection into this show, maybe a bit of a therapeutic experience for you as well, Ahmad.
You don't say. I listened to it back, and I thought, man, I should have really thought about how much trauma I dumped in a podcast. But listen, you live and you learn.
It was great podcasting, and you know what? Maybe we'll all learn a little bit about ourselves. Up next, this person just literally seconds ago popped into the room as we were making our introductions. I didn't know if he was going to be joining us today, but here he is, brother Nate Milton himself. Nate, I hope your mic is working. How are you doing?
I'm good, Way. We don't need a mic check. We don't need any of that. You know what this is. We not new to this. We true to this. MCU finale. This is what we do. MCU later. I just got back to the house, got a little quick bite to eat, got a shower, and had to mentally prepare. Way.
Never in doubt.
What we about to talk about.
Never ever in doubt. I knew you'd be here as always. Thank you so much for being here. The closer, as always, here in MCU Later, Mr. Nate Milton. But of course, last but not least, a new debut here in our season finale of MCU Later. Unfortunately, Mr. Park could not make it. However, in his place, sir, would you care to introduce yourself?
The name is Duale Ashe, and I'm here to talk about SmackDown. This is the SmackDown review, right?
It is not, actually. It is the...
Oh, God damn it! Ah, shit. Fucking John Cena led me astray again. That motherfucker. All right, it's MCU Later. Okay, I'm on the correct show then. Okay, I'm dressed properly then.
So I mean, those of you who are choosing to listen to this instead of watching it, you'll be plenty confused, as I'm sure those of you who have not been watching Maximum Male Models on SmackDown will also be very confused, even if you are seeing it. But I guess we do have WH Park. Welcome, WH Park, to MCU Later.
Yeah, I'm here. Thankfully, this is going to be the sedate and very positive WH. You will get the opposite on Monday.
Ooh, okay. He is, of course, teasing our Thor Love and Thunder review that's set to drop next Tuesday. We will be recording it on Monday with Mr. Mike Murray. So those of you who are listening right now are in the Post Wrestling Cafe. You will have access to that show next week. But we are here to talk about Ms. Marvel, Episode 6, the finale. Before we proceed, spoiler alert, okay? If you have not finished the episode, if you intend on finishing the episode, I don't know why you're still listening to this. You might have fallen asleep and, auto-played this by accident. I'm here to wake you up, because we're going to get right into it. We're going to spoil the shit out of this thing. All right? 5, 4, 3, 2. Mutant. Mutant. Okay?
Yes.
Kamala Khan is a mutant. She's an X-Man. Wolverine's going to show up. Professor X, Magneto, Cerebro, X-Force. The dude who explodes by blowing up. His powers are... He explodes himself. All these guys are showing up. We have the X-Men in the proper 616 MCU. Let's get your reactions right off the bat. Nate Milton, you go ahead.
Love it. Like I understand, Wei Ting, that there are some people who might feel a certain type of way about this if they are big fans of Kamala from the comics. And I like Kamala in the comics, but come on. We knew what the deal was. Feige is not here for your inhuman love, ladies and gentlemen. After that Scott Buck show tanked the way it did, like the most you gonna get is seeing your king, spoiler alert, killed on screen. That's the most you gonna get, Inhumans fans. But I like it, Way. I think it kind of streamlines things because I do feel like even though Inhumans is, something from the comics, it might get way too confusing in a phase that already has a lot of stuff going on right now. So I'm cool with it.
Ahmad.
I've been waiting for this for years. So I liked most of that's not right. I liked a number of the X-Men movies. And so ever since they purchased Fox and this was going to happen, I think every property for the last 3 years, I've been like, oh, maybe, Quicksilver and WandaVision, for example. So I'm very excited. I'm down. I have no ties to the Inhumans comics, so I'm here for it.
And of course, W.H. Park, I have not spoken to you at all about this big reveal. What are your thoughts?
I knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming, really?
I knew it was coming.
You knew she was going to be a mutant and that we would hear the theme. Is that right?
Well, I didn't know we would hear the theme, but I figured, you know what? Anyone's going to be a mutant because they're going to get rid of the Inhumans. It's Kamala Khan. So I knew it was happening.
Okay.
Listen, the only thing I want to see is the crossover that I want to see is fucking Cable and the Winter Soldier, and they're going to have the left bionic arm bro team up. Okay.
That'll be a Disney Plus series. Just dudes with missing arms.
They're both bionic armed on the fucking left side. How awesome is that?
They could be roommates, and they could swap arms and you got my arm.
It's got to be Josh Brolin because I just want Josh Brolin's Cable to show up, and everyone's going to be like, "You look familiar. You look familiar."
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is the big news coming out of this show, almost overshadowing, honestly, the entire episode and maybe some of the other post-credit scenes that we'll be talking about later on. But it feels like it's a bit of deja vu, honestly, everybody, because I feel like we had very much the same reaction after an episode of WandaVision when what was the dude's name? Ralph Boner showed up and we all went crazy. This is the introduction of the mutants. It's official. It's official. This one feels a bit more official because not only did we get the X-Men theme song in the background, we also have a bit of confirmation now from the producers of the show. It was, I believe, Sana Amanat and also Iman Vellani doing a AMA today in various interviews, basically confirming, yes, this is Kamala Khan being revealed as a mutant, as an not necessarily an X-Men, but that type of mutant and not some sort of other ambiguity. So it's big news, and we will talk about the specific scene, but those are just some of our initial reactions. Let's maybe talk to Nate Milton for the first time because we haven't had his thoughts about Ms. Marvel yet. What are your thoughts on the series so far?
Two things, Way. My first thought on this series is, and it feels like a lesson we have to keep learning, Wei Ting. Like y'all need to learn just to leave Kevin Feige's name out your mouth because this is the type of stuff he does. When he hears people talk about him, he got them rabbit ears, Way, and that's why he throws that little X-Men guitar riff on there, and so people can stop talking bad about Kevin Feige. But I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment. But this is my favorite Disney Plus show, and the reason I say that is because I kind of break these up into two categories. Way I've got the shows that make me feel the most, that resonate with me as a viewer and just emotionally resonate. And I've got WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Ms. Marvel. Those are my top three that kind of resonated with me emotionally. And then the other category is who was able to tell the story the best within the confines of this 6-episode structure that really shouldn't be there. It feels like a forced limitation. And my top three would be Loki, Hawkeye, surprisingly enough, and Ms. Marvel. And since Ms. Marvel's the only show on both of those lists, it's kind of my favorite. And I think Iman, you mentioned her, she is amazing in this role. Like if there was nothing else about this show that they got right, they got Kamala right by casting this girl. She's adorable. Her friend group is great. Like my boy Bruno out here, he is a great sidekick. Nakia is awesome as well. But I think the thing that kind of hit me with this show more than maybe some of the other shows, the family and how important that is, and the culture, and the stuff that we got there. So like I feel like the show really could have used an extra episode, like I say with a lot of these, but instead of having the episode on the end, I think we needed an episode between 5 and 6, because we went so left field in 5 and then came back to Jersey in 6. I feel like we needed something in the middle there. But in terms of final episodes, I thought they nailed everything they needed to nail in terms of telling Kamala's story.
Now that we have a complete picture of what season 1 of, what we think to be season 1 of Ms. Marvel looks like, where does it rank for you, WH Park?